Morning guys, welcome back. So we're going on a little ride today. I think we're gonna go check out an abandoned airstrip, see if we can find it. I don't know, we may or may not, but we'll find out. Just doing a couple last minute adjustments here. Got a carburetor running lean and I don't feel like messing with it, so we're just gonna change it out, get on the road. Guess if you can't be handsome, you better be handy. Alright, I got the Honda on the back. I'm all set to go. A couple 100 kilometers. We'll be at an abandoned airstrip. Let's hit the road. Well, I had to make a bathroom break there. Stopped in this little park in Shawville, Quebec. Mill Dam Park. It's free camping. They got, kids park and bunch of campsites with power and water for free. That's pretty cool. Nice little spot here with all kinds of stuff here to check out. Anyways, there's even a water park. Some kids playing in the water over there. I don't want to film them, but if you have kids and you want to check this place out, it seems pretty cool. So, off we go. Pretty corny. Must be a power plant here. Not real sure. It's the bridge that crosses from Quebec to Ontario. Looks like some decent fishing holes anyways. Gonna have to hit this up, cast the line, get my tip wet. Large 2 milk, 2 sugar for the road here. So we're approaching the abandoned airstrip here. I'm a little weary because it's hunting season and I passed a few hunters. I'm sure they're not happy that I'm in here, but I don't know. We'll have to see what it's like here. So this is in a town called Addington Highlands, Ontario. And some friends of mine said that quite a few people have used this spot for camping. And it's an abandoned airstrip. I don't know a whole lot about it. Maybe I'll look into it and put it in the video here somewhere, but I thought it might be something cool to go check out. It was a nice day for a drive, and it's only a few hours away from home, so we'll go check it out. This is like a logging road. I don't think it's in here too far, so we'll see what's going on up here. I think we found it. Interesting. Landing strip in the middle of nowhere. I'll have to look this up. Oh, there's some other campers here. Lots of people camping up here. Pretty busy spot. Several vans and other campers. Be a good place to come drag racing. I'm surprised nobody else has thought of that. Well, actually, I just saw some black marks. I guess other people have thought of that. Huh. Yeah, I'd say this is a pretty popular camping spot. Unfortunately, lots of garbage left behind. Looks like some makeshift toilets up there. Yeah. People making their own porta potties, I guess. Huh. Funny. Yeah, hunting season, so you definitely have to be careful. I should be wearing high-vis clothing or something, but definitely have to do some research to see what the airstrip is all about. It must be something to do with military, I would imagine. Like in the middle of nowhere. Oh, bike's still on there. Interesting. Sorry about the wind. It's like 70-kilometer-an-hour winds out here right now. Oh, very cool spot to camp, that's for sure. I'm gonna walk around, check it out. Pretty cool. Hopefully the wind doesn't get to you guys too much there. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm filming on my phone, right? So there's not much we can do about it. Middle of nowhere, but there's lots of people around. Everybody knows about this spot, that's for sure. Must have been lights or something here for, obviously for the landing strip. Lots of trails. Wish it wasn't hunting season. I could actually get out on the bike and adventure a little bit in these trails. Cool. To look up the story on this place. Well, I guess I'll get a snack and chill for a little bit here. The van was doing some weird shit on my way here, missing and stuff, so hopefully it's gonna be alright. I just changed the carburetor on it, so real nice day, but they called for 80-kilometer-an-hour wind gusts, so that kind of spoils it a little bit. But will survive. Well, there's no cell service out here. Not real surprising. But I do have some friends that are coming by this way. So I figured I'd wait around a bit and see if I can catch them. Not really sure where I'm going to stay tonight. This would be a good spot, but just having some carrots and dip there. I feel like this would be a good spot for a bunch of people to camp out and have a fire, but I don't know if I want to stay here by myself and stay at the landing strip. It's a bit early in the day to be stopping, so I think I may continue. Go check out some other spots. Alright, I'll take you guys for a little tour on the bike here. Not sure how the volume is going to be, but
the van way down there. Well, that's the abandoned runway. Definitely coming back for a weekend stay. Not staying tonight, but it's very cool. Well, we left the airstrip. Now we're going to meet up with some friends up at a campground not too far away. And maybe have a fire, a couple of beers with them. And we'll see. Maybe we'll stay there, maybe we won't. Morning, folks. Well, there's a bit of a gap in this story. I certainly didn't wake up in a nice campground somewhere. Remember that so-called carburetor problem? The reason I changed the carburetor before leaving on that road trip? Well, I guess it wasn't a carburetor problem. Turns out the fuel pump stopped working. Now, that's a fuel pump I changed so that this wouldn't happen. Should have known better than to order just a, hate to say it, but overseas fuel pump. Anyways, so I'll tell you, notice the gas tank's gone off the Honda. Well, that's sort of what got me home. Well, off the highway anyways. We talked about being, you had to either be handsome or handy. Well, I'm not that handsome, but I'm fairly handy. So I'll tell you what happened here. Van died at the side of the road, of course on a hill where there's no shoulder. And here's the gas tank off the Honda and the extra long fuel line. Okay, so I actually hooked this up to the carburetor on the van to get me off the highway and into town. I was hoping to get a fuel pump, but they didn't have one, so but at least got off the highway. Now, you need a few pounds of pressure to keep that bowl full, and the gravity of that small gas tank wasn't quite enough. I got to thinking, well, so I need to get some pressure in that tank, and I had it sitting beside me in the driver's seat. Now, keep in mind, I'm doing this while trying to drive on a busy highway. Well, highway, 90 km/h speed limit, or 80 anyways. So this the vent tube on the top, I was blowing into that like a bagpipe and giving myself enough pressure, enough to keep it just barely running, but running better than not anyways. And I was able to, you know, get a few kilometers while I was huffing all those fumes. Now the doghouse in the van had to be off for all this. So for you guys that don't know what a doghouse is, that's this guy here. The motor's under there where the carburetor is and everything else. Good thing I had that, because I wouldn't have been able to do that in a pickup truck or a car, I don't think, or a lot harder anyways. But after 5 miles, I was starting to feel a bit nauseous there, breathing those fumes in. So I got wise and I had my little Ryobi air pump with me. Real handy. The only thing is you have to hold the trigger for it to be pumping. So I got myself a little elastic here, put it on there, pulled out the little adapter here for blowing up water toys, and I crammed that in the end of that breather tube in the Honda's gas tank, and it worked. I mean, I wouldn't want to do road trips with it like that, that's for sure, but at least to get me off the highway, I was, you know, I was real happy to be handy at that point, that's for sure. Now, yeah, you got to kind of think out of the box sometimes. And I didn't get to film any of this, I'm sorry, because the last thing on my mind was filming this at the side of the highway, in a real dangerous spot too, the first time anyways. But yeah, what an adventure. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have had some of it on film. That's why a co-pilot's nice sometimes, so they can do that kind of thing while you're doing the other stuff. But anyways, it was quite the adventure, and it was 300 kilometers from home roughly. So it was, man, I had my head felt the size of a basketball. I was breathing in exhaust fumes and gas fumes, and but anyways, the Honda tank got me into town where I was able to get off the highway and kind of assess the situation. What was happening is the fuel pump was overheating, and so after I realized that, because I saw it started pumping gas. That's the thing, is while it was running, I had to have the fuel line that was coming from the gas pump in a water bottle, because all of a sudden it would just start pumping again. And I would pull over, hook the stock line back to the carburetor, and it would go for a little longer. But then if I had to stop at a red light or stop sign, well, it would die, and I would pull over, let it cool down. And I actually got a little smarter at one point, and I said, well, I wonder if I can dump some cold water on it. So that's what I did. I'd get out, dump the cold water out of my cooler, bottles of water that I had, and milk and whatever else was in there, onto the pump to get me going again. Once I got moving, I did a stretch of about 100 kilometers, doing about 90 kilometers an hour without a hiccup, and I realized that if I kept the RPMs up, I guess the pump was pumping just enough that it was keeping the bowl full. I'm not really sure, but so for the last 100 kilometers home, I simply had to keep the RPMs up real high. So red lights, I would sit there at 3,500 RPMs. I mean, I looked like a fool, but I was out of water for cooling the pump down, and I was feeling pretty sick, to be honest with you. I felt like I was almost getting a bit of confusion going on from all the fumes, so I was a little worried I wasn't going to make it home, and I certainly couldn't nap in the van because I'd probably still be there, and permanently. So definitely wasn't the funnest bearded van adventure, but that comes with it, I guess. You can't always have a good time, and it's an old van, so shit's gonna happen, and it did. So anyways, I think that's it for me. I don't even know if I'm putting a fuel pump in it. Throughout all that, the starter started acting up. It's getting lazy, and I'm not going to put a fuel pump in a starter and everything else for one more, possibly 2 more weekends of camping when that LS motor is going in there. So anyways, again, thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button, because it's real important for us to get those likes to grow the channel. So do that right now. It's free, helps us out. And there'll be some other adventures. The next one will probably be the LS swap. I'll try to get some of that on film. It's at a friend's place, so I'll do my best to see if he'll you know, let me do some of that anyways. But you know, thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.